Hello, Pod Posse! It's design time from the floor up, and I am your host, Lindsay the Stager. Today, I have the complete privilege of interviewing the one and only Rima Nasser.
Hello.
Rima owns a design studio called TEW. T-E-W. Rima, tell us first of all what that means. This is the best.
Yeah. So over the years, it's taken many forms, and we have kind of settled on to elevate within, TEW.
To elevate within, that's so bold. And when you said that to me, I was like, oh my God, I love that. So let me just back everybody up. So here I am. This is episode 18. All the previous episodes that we've done are my realtors, stagers, and all of them friends, people who I've worked with. So then the producer, Britney, tells me that she's found this designer that I get to have as our next interview on the podcast. And I'm like, okay, who is this? And she's like, her name is Rima Nasser. And I didn't look up anything because the next thing she said was, or you invited me through text to this garden party that you're having. And I'm like, a garden party in the middle of an afternoon on a Thursday? Okay. And so I had no idea what to expect. I didn't know what you did, what kind of a designer you were. So I drive out to this beautiful home. And I always talk about how High Point Market is like Christmas for designers and decorators like us. I swear to God, Rima, I had no idea who you were. I had no idea what was going to happen. I pull up to this house and I'm like, oh my God. And I see that they have a place where you can make bouquets, and there's beautiful catered food, the most beautiful catered food, and then wine spritzers with flowers in them. And I'm like, okay. So I just wanted to let you know that I didn't realize we were going to be in your decorated home. And your decorated home is like Taylor Swift's set. It's like when her brain explodes and this is what comes out of it, you know? What you did with the wallpaper and the tiles that you used and the wood in your cabinets. I mean, I just was like, holy crap, this is amazing. So thank you for having that. And I'm so glad that's how we met.
I'm so glad it worked out. Yeah, I mean, it was like you contacted me and then that party was going to be a week later. So it worked out perfectly.
Well, and also just me being me. I was the girl that nobody knew. I walk in, I had 2 glasses of wine. I went over to the bouquet table and I made 2 bouquets. And look at how cute this is. I mean, first of all, are these even flowers? They look like cake pops.
I know.
But look at what she did. Look at how cute that is. It says from our garden to yours, TEW. I mean, Rima, that is so cute.
Oh, thank you.
I hope those flowers live forever.
Well, if you dry them, they will.
Right? Okay, so let's talk about your home first, and then we're going to talk about your commercial projects, which is very different from what I do. Thank God. So how long had you been working on that home? Sorry, I have a cold.
That's okay. We bought the house 2 years ago, and it was kind of at the height of the real estate market. It took us a while to find a house that, we could win the bid on.
Yeah, right? Terrible game.
Yeah. And it was very bare. It was, I think it was on the market for longer than usual for that time. And I think it's because people going through it didn't really see its potential. So I was kind of hesitant, but my husband really loved it. And I just started thinking about what we could do. And the more I thought about it, the more we got really excited. So we renovated it.
Did you have to put in an over asking offer to get it?
Not by much, which was very unusual. I think it was only like 15,000 over asking, something like that.
Interesting. And you could do that because it was on the market for so long.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. There was, I'm not sure if there were any other offers, but there were a few.
Right.
Yeah. So we were very lucky.
So you bought it 2 years ago, and then how long did it take to renovate what I saw?
So to renovate the downstairs, we started in June and it ended end of October.
July, August, September, October. That's only 4 months. That's amazing.
Yeah.
And the reason why I can say that is because I live in a house that we've just newly renovated, and it took 9 months.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, every project is different, to be honest. It wasn't completely finished at the end of October. We took a break because I had a baby. Yeah.
Oh, there's that.
Yeah.
So where were you living while you guys were doing all the design and renovations?
We were living upstairs in the house.
Oh, wow.
Yes.
With the baby and your other child?
Yeah, so my oldest at the time was 18 months and I was pregnant with another. So didn't have a kitchen. It was summer. It was not fun, but we made it through and it was worth it.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
So when it comes to being a designer, I feel like, I've saved all of these ideas in the capacity, in the category, in the compartment of my mind. This is what I'm going to do here. This is what I'm going to do here. Like when you get to do your own home and it's your masterpiece, how long had you been wanting to put that amazing, crazy brown animal wallpaper up in the upstairs entryway? Did that just come to you, or were you like, yes. You thought of that like 11 years ago?
No, I did not. I think the house kind of called for everything that you saw. I didn't have anything in mind. And because we put, I think, 4 different bids on 4 different houses and didn't get them. So I was waiting for the house to come and then I could apply what I wanted to it. Because it just depends on the style of the house and what it calls for. And,
Well, here's something that I want to give you major compliments on. So I noticed a lot of the way that you changed from one paint color to another on the same wall. And I have always been trained or taught that where the corner goes, it's all the same wall. And you changed that, but you did it so meticulously well and pulled it off. It's almost like a magic trick what you did. And it's not like subtle colors. We're talking like dusty rose and like deep green. And that's amazing how you did that.
Thank you.
I want to do it now. And I've never done that. And it's so good. I can't wait for Britt, our producer, to put the pictures up after we like film this so that people can see what I'm talking about, because you did so good.
Thank you.
I love those wood cabinets in your kitchen.
Thank you. Yes.
You're so welcome.
I love wood and I love that it's coming back.
I do
too.
Think
it went away and it was unfair for a while. But it's back and I'm really excited. We do a lot of design with wood in it.
So you finished most of the renovation in October, but I remember is your husband's name Andy?
Uh-huh. Yeah.
I remember him saying that you like did the downstairs powder room like a couple days before the party.
Yes. So our half bath is actually upstairs, because we took away the half bath that was downstairs to make that primary bedroom or suite happen. But yes, I just pulled it together a few weeks ago and just kind of, somehow it finished the day before.
Where is the store that you source most of your tile?
We work with Traditions in Tile, and they were absolutely fantastic. And helping me kind of put everything together for the house.
And then are you a Benjamin Moore, Sherwin-Williams, or what kind of paint girl are you?
I am a Benjamin Moore all the way. We actually use their product StuffX, which is a higher end paint, so the pigmentation is going to be better, and then also it's doesn't scuff as much as other paints. And
I
so
love
with
that.
2 little ones with a dog, I mean, it's just been great. It's held up really well.
So what's the difference between Scuffix and then like an eggshell finish? Because I've always thought that eggshell would be the best for like children and lots of traffic and stuff.
Yeah, so within
What's the difference? Go ahead.
Within Benjamin Moore and Sherwin-Williams, they have tiers of paint. So they have like brands within the brand. And so it starts from builder grade, and they have a little bit of a better brand, and then they have, their best, which the pigmentation does change. And then eggshell would be a sheen within that brand. So you can get in Scuffix, you can get matte, you can get gloss, you can get eggshell, semi-gloss. You can get the same things. It's just a better product.
Wow.
If that makes sense.
Do you like Farrow and Ball?
I'm not too familiar with them. Just because, I don't know why, but I have seen their product. It looks cool.
Well, I just am asking you because I wanted one of their colors. It was very expensive. Farrow and Ball is a very expensive England-based company. And so what I did was I completely cheated, and I had my painter match a Sherwin-Williams paint to the Farrow and Ball color, and I saved about $70 a gallon.
Yep.
What I'm telling you that for is because I want to know what's the difference in price with the Scuffix.
It is a little bit more expensive per gallon, but if you think about how long it's going to last a lot longer than a builder grade paint, where you're going to start seeing wear and tear a lot sooner, and you're going to have to repaint a lot sooner. So long term, I think it's worth the investment, because you've seen my paint. It's 2 years old. I have a very hectic household. And it looks like it was just painted, just last week. So
yes, really it sure does. So you're telling me that dining room where you like switched the paint has been like that since October?
Since 2 years ago, yeah.
Okay, this is what I want to really, really talk about. You get these big commercial projects, meaning dentist offices, hair salons, coffee shops. How do you get those? Like, how do you market yourself as I'm the designer to do your restaurant?
So initially it was just been really lucky with client referrals and, talking to local magazines and things like that. And people find us on Instagram. And I think that our style kind of speaks for itself, to where someone building a business might see the value in hiring us as a studio, where we can kind of elevate the space that they're looking at. I don't have a huge commercial portfolio, and we're really picky with who we take on as far as a commercial project. But
why? Why are you picky?
I like to focus
because
on
you don't want to work with jerks.
Well, yeah, one, yes. It has to be a good
People
relationship.
Can be difficult.
It always has to be a good relationship for both parties. We have to get along. So that's one thing. And then also for commercial projects, I like to focus on boutique businesses. So I like to work with the business owner directly, not have someone in the middle. We don't really do big corporate offices. We're just not set up for that. Not that there's anything wrong with that. We don't have the capacity for it. But a lot of people come to us looking for their business to be reflected as welcoming, as homey. They don't want that super polished and stiff commercial interior. They want it to feel more comfortable. And so that's kind of why people seek us out.
So I asked you where you were because your background is so pretty when we started. And you said that you were in your studio.
Mm-hmm.
Now, when people ask me where my office is, I say, it's in your home. Step into my office, you know? But you have this like studio that is not in your home. So how many people are on your team, Rima?
There's 5 of us.
Are they all girls?
Yes. We're all women. We all have a diverse background as well. Diversity and inclusion is very high in our values for the company. So that's something we really focus on. And a lot of people seek us out because of that.
Okay, so let's talk about this hair salon. What is it called? Samantha Cole?
Samuel Cole.
Samuel Cole. So I saw the before and after pictures of this, and I was like, oh my God. Like, I love a good before and after transformation. And the before was like so dark. And it's almost like it's not even the same space because you lightened it and brightened it up. And that beautiful black and white, just that stone, I think it was a counter, like a reception area, right? I love the way that you bring in blacks with the gold hardware. I mean, yes, it's trendy, but you can really screw that up and you really do it good.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Yeah, that was a really fun project. And we had never done a hair salon before. But like I said, the owners, when they approached me, you know, every project is unique and it doesn't mean that we don't have it in our wheelhouse. And it's been absolutely amazing. I think
I mean, they had like, you know, what are those things called that you like sit in to get your hair washed? You like are all of a sudden looking for those, aren't you?
Well, with those commercial projects, they usually have a source for those. There's usually a company they already work with that they want to use, and I think it's very much a trust issue. They know what they need, they know who has it, and they get a better service in that. So we kind of consulted on which chairs. We consult on color or style if there's multiples of them. But they usually have that selected.
So do you go in with CAD drawings or do you go in with like a design board? Both. You go in with both, right?
Yes. We always do floor plans. We do elevations. We also do 3D renderings if the project calls for it. And then we have design boards with actual selections as well. And we usually do 2 options for each area. And that salon had many, many areas, as you saw.
I know, right?
A washing station. There's a color bar, which was really fun. The color bar had like wireless chargers built into the countertop.
Yes. Mm-hmm. So was that one with the that you could like see? It looked like nail polishes were being stored in there or something.
Yes.
Right?
Yes, that's all of their hair color product.
Very
was
cool.
in there. Mm-hmm.
Where is that located? I want to go.
It's fabulous. I go there to cut my hair. I'm going Friday.
I need to go just to like be there and see what you did and like be like, I know Rima.
It's in North Hills.
She was on my podcast.
You should absolutely go. They're fabulous.
Where is it?
North Hills, off of Six Forks. Mm-hmm.
Oh my God, I'm in 5 Points. It's right around the corner.
Yeah, it's perfect.
Samuel Cole Salon.
Yes.
Not to be confused with Samantha. How long did that one take?
It's been a while. That project is probably 5 years old. I would say maybe 3 to 4 months, somewhere around there. It's tricky with commercial because we had to work in their closing hours. So all of our subcontractors and everybody, they would either work after closing and through the night or on the weekends, on the days that they're closed.
That is really hard.
It's very hard.
Not to mention, you can't leave a mess.
Yes. But
So
it was great.
I know it's tech. What?
It was great because they stayed operational.
Yeah, that's amazing. Yeah. Just like you did in your home with an 18-month-old. So I know it's tacky to talk about money, but everybody wants to know. Just give me the ballpark. Was it like $1 million or $2 million to do that?
Oh my goodness. 10. No, I'm just kidding.
Right?
It was, I think 5 years ago, if I do the math right. And things are different now, but it was north of 100,000, I think.
Okay.
Cool. and that doesn't include their equipment.
Right.
The washing chairs and things like that.
So, how big was that space?
It's big. It's probably maybe 4,000 or 5,000 square feet.
Wow, that is big. That's a damn big hair salon.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So, when it comes to commercial projects, how many commercial projects like that do you do a year?
It honestly depends on the year. Like right now we have a lot more leads for commercial, and I just started seeing that after the pandemic, where it slowed down a lot. We just started seeing more and more requests. I would say maybe 3 to 4, depending on the year.
Okay, and then you keep busy by doing residential in your downtime.
We do a lot of residential, a lot of remodeling.
What do you like better?
I enjoy both. I enjoy the bold projects, and it just depends. I love the commercial ones because more people can see them and visit them and enjoy them and experience them. So a lot of residential clients come to us from Samuel Cole Salon or Asali Cafe. Like they come to us from those places where they've already experienced our design abilities. So that that part is really cool.
The Design Time from the Floor Up podcast is sponsored by Florally, your premier source for designer-inspired floors. Use Florally's live chat with real human beings to answer your flooring questions and even book a free in-home consultation.
Let me see if I can be quiet for 5 seconds. One, two, three, four, 5. Okay. So, you said Asali Cafe. What does Asali mean?
It is a joint name of the wife and husband owners. So her last name and his last name combined. Okay.
And speaking of first and last names, where are you from, Rima? What kind of a name is Rima Nasser?
I'm Palestinian.
Oh, I love that.
Yes. And so are the owners of Asali. So it's very special and dear to my heart.
That's where I was going with that. It sounded like something familiar and like that you guys had in common. Okay. And so where's Asali Cafe located?
It's in McGregor Village in Cary. So off of 64, kind of Cary Apex area.
I love McGregor Village. So my favorite picture of that is this like amazing, like who doesn't love the color peacock? It's usually on my toes, but right now I have red on my toes. I don't know why.
I have it right here.
Yes, like that color. Or even bolder. So do I have anything in here? You had this like amazing stripe, but with a quadrillion different colors in it. Oh, I love that. I love that.
You.
How did you think of that? Like, did they say we want something like that, or was that totally you?
So what it is it's a piece of clothing. It's a traditional Palestinian embroidery, and it was a dress that the owner had, and she really wanted to incorporate it somehow. So we worked with a graphic artist, and he kind of blew it up and made it look more pixelated. And then we really wanted it to be
it's
special.
The coolest thing I've ever seen.
Yeah, it's really fun. I love it so much, and I love that it's like, you might recognize it, but you also question whether or not that's what it is.
And also, I bet everybody asks, what the hell is this awesomeness?
Yeah. Yes, and it's such a like intimate space too. And I think the shape of it kind of contributes to that, because that's the biggest table they have, and it's upholstered chairs. So it's kind of a special little corner for them.
If I was channeling Rima Nasser and I went in, I have this vision of you like asking them certain questions. Like, how do you even start on pixelating a Palestinian dress? I mean, come on. What? So how did you even like get to that point? Do you ask a series of questions like when you walk in? And it's not just like, what's your favorite color? I mean,
that's
it
always
takes a
my
lot more
last
than
question. Yeah, I don't even ask
what's your favorite color?
I don't ask that.
I know,
I always
right?
want to know more about them. I want to know about their family. I want to know about what, how they started the business, what's important to them, what are their values. Like some people will say, and I look for keywords. So some people will say like comfortable, homey, welcoming. Others
Cozy.
will say sexy, luxury, Miami,
Right.
So I ask a lot of questions that don't really necessarily relate to design, but I want to know what's important to them and where does they see their business going? What kind of client do they want? Is their main business walk-ins, or is it more because Asali also does wedding events and planning. So, what is the most important thing and how do we drive that client in?
How big is Asali as opposed to the 5,000 square foot hair salon?
It's probably more
Samuel
in
Cole.
it's probably more in the 3,000 range.
Okay.
So smaller for sure.
I love how you used the what's that clear chair called?
The ghost chair.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But I also what's that texture, that plastic see-through lucifite? What is it?
Like a lucite type.
Yeah, sorry.
Is that what you're
lucifite.
referring to?
I just made up a word. Lucite, yeah.
They're acrylic, but yeah.
Acrylic. And then when you brought in that like light pink dusty rose with the sofa, I was just like melting. I mean, talk about chocolate, hot chocolate.
Yeah.
That's what I felt like in there. And then there was that black and white tile too.
Mm-hmm.
So good. Rima, I mean, spot on. When did you do that?
Say that again. Sorry.
When did you do that one? When did you do Asali?
That one was probably 2019. No, I'm sorry. 2019 or somewhere around there. I would say maybe 6 to 9 months before the pandemic started.
Okay. So how long have you been doing this?
North of 12 years. Been doing this for a while. I started TEW Design Studio about 7 years ago.
Let's talk about two more. TEW. Where in your crazy brain that is so awesome did you come up with two to elevate within? Like, who thinks of that?
I
only come up with Lindsay the Stager because it's my name and it's what I do. And you have two?
Yeah. I don't know. A lot of people wanted me to use my name, and I don't know. I don't feel like I don't really love a spotlight, so I just look for something else. And the whole company kind of just came about unexpectedly. Like it wasn't something that I really had necessarily planned for. But I lost a job, and I didn't like any of the options that I had.
What were you doing? What job did you lose?
I was doing kitchen and bath design.
So have you, I mean, you can't have always like been a decorator. Were you ever like, doing something else, like, I don't know, pumping gas? Like, what were you doing before you were 2?
So I started out as my internship was in interior design. I have a master's degree in interior design, actually.
Oh, wow. I have none of that.
But before that, I started out my education career as a pre-med major, thinking that I would become a doctor, and I just absolutely hated it. I just could not.
You hated what? You hated the blood and guts or the studying?
All of it. It is not for me.
What kind of a doctor would you have been?
No idea. Like, I had no plan, like in my culture, there are very few things you can, it's doctor, lawyer, or, something very highly educated. Hold
on. Let me ask you a question. In hindsight, now that you have made this career and you're successful with being a designer, seriously, like, think about this for a sec. What kind of doctor would you have been if you had to have been a doctor? Would you like to look at vaginas all day long, or feet, or teeth, or butts? Or, I mean, I would never want to be a doctor either, because I don't want to get that close to anybody.
I couldn't do it. Yeah, and I can't really like separate my emotions from the job either. Like, I would be a horrible doctor. I would just be an emotional wreck.
Speaking of looking at vaginas, because we need to cover this just for a sec. My gynecologist is my friend. And I think that's so weird. And I ask her, and she's like, talking to me while she's down there, like they do. But I'm like, dude, how are you doing this? And why do you want to do this? Because it's not like everybody is as pulled together as you and I are down there. I'm sure. I'm just guessing that you are. But I mean, there's a lot of gross people that you have to deal with. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. Thank God we're designers and not gynecologists. I just wanted to put that in.
Yeah. No, I agree. Yeah, I mean,
would you have been a veterinarian? What about a veterinarian?
Maybe, yeah. I mean, you'd also have to kind of to put people's pets down, and that is just heartbreaking. Like, I don't think I could do that.
I know. I would hate to do that.
Yeah.
So, when it comes to the difference between residential jobs and commercial jobs, you said that you liked them both. But what do you think is harder or more satisfying is what I want to get to the bottom of.
I'll tell you why each one is hard.
Okay.
Residential is very difficult because you are in people's personal space. It is a very kind of sensitive area.
Yeah.
And I feel like with residential clients, I really have to also be looking out for what kind of personality they are too. So do they need a lot of hand holding? Do they need, can they visualize? Do they need a lot more explanation than others? What is the bottom, cause of them not being able to make decisions? So there's a lot of psychology in it. And that can be really difficult, especially on our mental health as people.
Yeah, I know. Well, let me ask you this. If you have a team of 5 women, I want to know what the different roles are. Are you the one that just goes in at the end and checks, even though you had the initial design, and you give it over to everybody and you say, make it happen, and then I'll check it at the end, or what?
No, I'm involved from beginning to end. They handle the day-to-day. They lead the project too. Each designer has her own project that she leads. But I kind of oversee all of that too. So I oversee all the projects, and they have their own projects going on that they handle the day-to-day. But we have
what does that mean?
We have weekly meetings. So if let's say Frances is leading a project. She's the one doing the communication. She's the one following up on orders, scheduling deliveries, communicating with the client.
So much goes into it.
So much.
So
But
like
then
Frances is like the project manager.
Mhm. Yeah. And also the designer. We are a collaborative office. Everybody kind of is involved in the design process too.
So you all fight about like which way that pixelated Palestinian dress is going to be angled.
We're a little bit more democratic than that, but we're usually in agreement. Like we have very similar sense of style, and we like to push each other. Like if somebody has an idea, we're usually kind of like, okay, how can we take that further?
That's awesome. Did you hire all of them?
Yes.
Where did you find them? Craigslist?
Oh God, no. No.
I know.
I think LinkedIn is a pretty good resource. Indeed, it's changed over the years, but I've used it before. But LinkedIn is a pretty good resource. Janae, for example, started out with us as an intern.
And so back then it was just you and her, and now it's up to 5 of you?
Mm-hmm. It was just me. I was working out of my dining room table in the beginning. And then I got an office. And then as the team grew, we moved into a bigger space, which is where we are now. We moved in right before March of 2020.
Right?
But,
of course,
we're back. Yeah. But yeah, we absolutely love our office.
Do you think that your team of 5 will grow to 10 or more?
I hope so. I don't know that it will be more designers, but there's other needs. Like I would love to have everything kind of in-house even more. Like delivery teams or a seamstress or, that kind of stuff. Having that in-house would be great.
Who do you think has it the hardest of all 5 of you? That is there somebody that has to stay up in the middle of the night? Is there somebody who has to put together furniture? I hate that. Like, who do you think has the hardest part of it?
I would say right now it's Janae, because she's in her 3rd trimester of pregnancy. She's just not having a great time.
Right?
Yeah.
And then you guys have to she's gonna have the baby now.
Yes, she's due in August, and she's gonna be gone for maternity leave. So, yeah, I definitely feel for her, because I remember how hard it was just to kind of exist when pregnant.
I know. I had a staging set up the week before my son was born, and then he came a week early. So I had 2 stagings back to back, and I was on my way to the hospital calling my fellow stager friends, and I was like, please, I am, he's coming, he's here, he's a week early, because I always had scheduled C-sections, not because I have 3 plates and 9 screws holding my pelvis together from this terrible car accident that I was in when I was in high school, but they've always come at exactly 38 weeks. And I think it's women like us who are like, what? We'll just keep working until it comes, right?
Exactly.
Are you going to have another child?
I don't know. The last one was very difficult on my, just being on my body.
Yeah.
And they're so close, apart that I'm not sure. We'll see. Definitely not.
I think, Rima, what I have learned about having 2 is, first of all, I like to say that the smartest parent has 1 child.
Uh-huh.
But then there's no better friend that I could ever have in my life than my little brother. So I have to give my daughter her little brother like I did, so that she can have what I have with my brother. But when people have more than 2 children, I'm like, you are taking away more of your work time, your time with your husband, and your alone time. Why would you do that? And people do it every day. And they have 4 and 5 and 6 and 11, 14 children.
Yeah. Yeah.
But when it comes to working mothers, business owners such as ourselves, I just think it's very hard to balance it all. And I could not have another one. And I will not have another one because I got my tubes tied in this last C-section. Thank you, Jesus. So that's all I have to say about that. Well, no, that's not all I have to say about that. We were walking River into his last day of preschool choose this morning. And his little friend, his mother, was pushing the daughter in the stroller, walking along with her son, who's River's friend. And she was like, we're having another one. And I was like, oh no. And she goes, I know, I'm screwed. That's what she said. And they're like God. 14 months apart. And I'm like, you just...
Yeah.
So
it's tough. Women are incredible. I just can't even imagine. Like, Asali's owner has 5 children. So, and she's just incredible. Like, she amazes me how she's doing all of that. So we do it. I think we just do it.
Yeah, we just do it. We don't know any other way to do it. Women are fantastic multitaskers. But yeah. So what's your next project? What are you working on now?
Let's see. We have a lot of residential projects. I have a really exciting one coming up. That's a color blocking type bathroom and closet. So a really major renovation to their primary, and it's very colorful. I'm very excited about it. They're going to have built-in planters in their shower. Yes, I'm very, very excited about that.
So, Rima, you're such a guerrilla marketer, as I'm sure you know. You knew exactly what you were doing by having that beautiful party, and the way that your attention to detail, from the food to the 2 bouquets that I stole. I mean, did everybody do that? Did everybody put together these bouquets? Because I was the only one there. That's why I had to leave. I was the first one to leave because I had to go and get Daisy from school. But I was like the Megan McCarthy character in Bridesmaids that takes the 9 dogs from the shower, I just couldn't imagine. There were so many beautiful flowers to choose from. And I love that you had them all, and the way that you have this on the vase like this to promote your company with your phone number and your email and everything. So good. So my point is, from having that beautiful garden party and then showing the masterpiece, which was your home, did you get business from that?
I think we made some really good connections.
Okay, good.
Our intention was to invite people that we've been wanting to work with, but also thank our clients, our vendors and subcontractors that we work with. And they, a design is nothing if you can't execute it, and if it's not executed correctly, it's not going to look as good as you wanted it to. So they play a really important role.
Like, anybody can have an idea, but if you don't make it happen, who cares?
Yeah.
It's like writing a book and not telling anybody.
Yeah, exactly. It's a journal. Yeah. But yeah, we wanted to also connect people with each other too. We love our community, and so I'm really excited to build more and more connections, and just have an awesome network of different folks that can do different things.
Well, I love that it connected us. We are totally friends now. I'm going to see you at your hair salon. I'm going to have coffee with you at Asali, hopefully. And that is all the time that we have, Rima. That's how fast it went. Britt's telling me to wrap it up already.
Well, that was really enjoyable. Well, thank you for having me.
Thank you for being with us, and for also just having such amazing talent and doing such good things for your community and for being so grateful and having people over to show them what you've done and to take the time to say, I couldn't have done it without you. That means the world to everyone. And it really made an impression on me to just meet you for the first time, but to see you giving back like that. So I think you're awesome, dude.
Thank you. You're awesome too.
Aw, damn it. All right. Well, thank you, Pod Posse, for listening to Lindsay the Stager once again. I will see you next time. And that's it. Peace out.
Thanks for watching. If you're enjoying this episode, please like, comment, or subscribe. If you don't like it, then off.